Imagine stepping onto the battlefield, only to witness Suicune controlling the flow of battle with relentless waves, while Raichu zips around, shocking opponents before they can even react. These two Pokemon bring game-changing mechanics that can shift the tide of any match, Suicune with its overwhelming crowd control and sustain, and Raichu with its electrifying burst damage and speed. Whether you're looking to dominate team fights or catch enemies off guard, mastering their playstyles could be the key to victory. Let's break down exactly how they reshape the meta and why you need to start using them now. Hey guys, once again, welcome back to another exciting Pokémon Unite video. Today, we are going to discuss two of the most anticipated Pokémon, Suicune and Raichu. We finally got to see Suicune's gameplay, and Raichu's move descriptions have also been revealed. So, in this video, we'll analyze their abilities, moves, and how they can impact the game. Stick around till the end, and don't forget to comment on which Pokemon excites you more. Let's get started! Suicune has finally arrived in Pokémon Unite, and its gameplay is nothing short of game-changing. This legendary water-type Pokemon isn't just about dealing damage, it brings powerful crowd control, sustain, and an incredible passive that can turn the tide of any battle in an instant. If played correctly, Suicune can dominate team fights, control objectives, and make enemy Pokemon struggle to move freely on the battlefield. Passive ability, instant KO and stackable shields. Suicune's passive ability is one of the most broken mechanics we've seen in Pokémon Unite so far. If an opponent's HP falls below 10%, they are instantly KO'd. No escape, no healing, just a clean elimination. This makes Suicune an absolute terror in prolonged fights, ensuring that low-health enemies don't get a chance to retreat and recover. On top of that, Suicune also gains stackable shields, up to 2 times, which increases its durability in fights. This means Suicune can sustain heavy damage while continuing to apply pressure, making it a formidable tanky attacker in the right hands. Basic attack, the Water Beam Barrage. Suicune's third boosted attack is where things get even more interesting. Instead of a single enhanced hit, Suicune fires a continuous water beam that deals extra damage over time. This allows Suicune to shred through enemies that get caught in its line of fire, making it particularly effective against squishy attackers and speedsters who rely on mobility to stay alive. Avalanche, freezing the opposition. Avalanche is one of Suicune's strongest crowd control moves. When activated, it sends an ice storm in a designated direction, slowing enemies and eventually freezing them solid if they remain in the area for too long. This move is incredible for locking down key targets, setting up combos, and forcing enemies to either disengage or suffer the consequences of being immobilized. It's perfect for disrupting team fights and ensuring that enemies don't escape Suicune's wrath. Whirlpool, the deadly vortex. Whirlpool creates a swirling pool of water that pulls enemies toward the center while dealing damage. If used correctly, this move can trap multiple opponents in one place, making them easy targets for follow-up attacks. What's even more dangerous is that Suicune can use this move a second time to apply an additional slow effect, making it extremely difficult for enemies to escape. This move works well when paired with other AoE attacks, allowing Suicune to set up devastating team plays. Ice Beam. Ice Beam is another powerful tool in Suicune's arsenal, allowing it to slow and freeze enemies if used in a flooded area. The best part? Ice Beam can be stored and used twice, meaning Suicune can apply pressure multiple times in quick succession. This move pairs extremely well with Whirlpool or Surf, as flooding an area ensures that enemies stay frozen longer. In team fights, Ice Beam can turn the tide by completely shutting down the enemy's mobility and preventing them from escaping. Surf! Surf in Pokémon Unite is already known for being one of the best movement and crowd control moves, and Suicune takes it to another level. When activated, Suicune sends out a massive wave that floods the battlefield. This not only deals significant damage but also creates a water terrain that enhances its ice beam effects. The ability to flood the battlefield means Suicune can dictate the fight, ensuring that enemies are forced to play around its zone control. Icy Wind. Icy Wind functions similarly to Mamoswine's freezing attacks, delivering a powerful chilling blast that can stun enemies on impact. The real strength of this move comes from its combo potential. Using it after a move like Whirlpool or Surf ensures that enemies are completely locked down, unable to escape or fight back. In tight battles, Suicune can continuously cycle through its abilities to keep opponents frozen and vulnerable. Unite move, Endless Ice Spikes. Suicune's Unite move is an absolute game-changer. It deals massive AoE damage while simultaneously stunning all enemies in the area, making it perfect for turning the tide of a losing fight or securing key objectives like Rayquaza. Whether used aggressively to initiate fights or defensively to protect teammates, Suicune's Unite move can completely shift the momentum of a match in a matter of seconds. So let's talk about Alolan Raichu. Alolan Raichu is a high-speed burst attacker that thrives on rapid movement and overwhelming enemies with quick, electrifying combos. Unlike Pikachu, which focuses more on steady damage and control, Alolan Raichu is built for an aggressive, in-your-face playstyle, using its speed and paralysis effects to disrupt opponents before they can react. With strong crowd control, boosted attack synergies, and a high-damage Unite move, Alolan Raichu can be a major threat in the right hands. Passive ability, Static. Alolan Raichu's static ability makes it a constant danger in close-range combat. Whenever enemies get too close, they risk getting paralyzed, making them sitting ducks for follow-up attacks. This ability is perfect for setting up quick combos, forcing enemies to either fight at a disadvantage or retreat entirely. Unlike Pikachu, which applies paralysis mostly through moves, Alolan Raichu's passive allows it to pressure enemies just by being nearby. Boosted Attack. Similar to Greninja's Shuriken, Alolan Raichu's boosted attack mechanic builds up stacks with each hit, increasing its overall damage output. This means that the longer Raichu stays in combat, the more powerful it becomes, rewarding players who can keep up the pressure. At full stacks, Alolan Raichu's boosted attacks deal massive burst damage, allowing it to quickly melt down squishy opponents like speedsters and attackers. Thundershock releases a jolt of electricity that paralyzes enemies, making it easier to follow up with boosted attacks. Thunder Wave works similarly, adding even more paralysis potential, ensuring that enemies remain stunned and vulnerable for extended periods. By keeping enemies constantly immobilized, Alolan Raichu can dominate fights, especially against Pokémon that rely on movement for survival. Stored power increases attack speed, allowing Raichu to fire off boosted attacks even faster. When combined with its passive, this lets Raichu shred through enemies in seconds. Thunderbolt supercharges Alolan Raichu's boosted attacks, turning them into powerful star-shaped bursts that deal increased damage. Electro Ball attacks into high damage, star-shaped bursts, making every hit even more lethal. This combination turns Alolan Raichu into an unstoppable electric storm, capable of deleting opponents before they can even react. Unite move, Thunderstorm Aerial. A high-speed lightning barrage. Alolan Raichu's Unite move, Thunderstorm Aerial, takes Pikachu's Thunderstorm to the next level. Instead of just raining down lightning in one area, Raichu gains increased mobility, allowing it to move while unleashing electrifying attacks. This makes it harder to hit while dealing devastating AoE damage and slowing enemies at the same time. So, who's stronger? It depends on your playstyle. If you want a tanky Pokemon with insane freezing effects and fight control, Suicune is your go-to. However, if you prefer a fast, high-damage Pokemon with incredible burst potential, Alolan Raichu might be the better choice. But if we're talking overall impact and team fights, Suicune seems to have the edge due to its unique KO passive, strong crowd control, and high survivability. However, Alolan Raichu could still be a game changer in the right hands. Both Suicune and Alolan Raichu bring something different to the table. Suicune dominates with tanky control, while Raichu relies on speed and burst damage. Your choice depends on how you like to play Pokémon Unite. Now it's your turn! Tell me in the comments, which Pokémon do you think is the strongest? And if you enjoyed this breakdown, check out our other videos where we analyze more upcoming Pokémon in Unite. See you in the next one!